You had something you wanted to say, Mike?
What'd you say?
I don't know, Mike. I think Mike.
No, no, I didn't. I just clicked out on accident trying to get back in.
You know, Mike, you're a sociology major in business, right?
Yeah.
Um, so the the United States versus the rest of the world. I don't know if this is probably a good question to ask you. Have you found that we have moved much? We've moved like we've regressed uh nationally, like from just a global perspective intellectually. I'm not talking about what information we can acquire, but as individuals within our society, do you find, I know what the numbers are globally, but do you have a reason as to why you think we have regressed this way? I thought we'd have been smarter, and Daly did check me and he said it and it makes sense to me. Is there a reason that you all found out or that you may have, or why we're like so much, for lack of better words, dumber than what my
I
generation?
mean, overall, I do think we're behind. The I think laziness has played a part in it. I think depending on technology, you know lack of the ability to want to find out more or get more in depth with certain things. Like when I was in school, you had to annotate and do things like that to try to get to the bottom of something or be more detailed. Like now it's like like my son, he'll probably use Chat GBT or something like or Google without and not try to get too much in depth to it, like not try to find deeper meaning to something or try to figure it out on his own. So I think that's why we are regressing, because I think we're depending a lot on social media or Google or just what a friend tell us, instead of trying to find a certain level of understanding whatever the topic is for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I wonder, guys, since we're here, and because I really didn't care so much about the guy, what the topic was, but do you think that might be one of the problems that we are confronting, like within this kind of a group or within the people who are trying to learn aspects of self-representation that go beyond the package boy stuff? You think that's one of the problems we're having with helping people understand this stuff here? You think that's part of the problem? They don't want
Yeah.
to study?
Yeah, somebody said something earlier about, and I was kind of like in and out because I was with the kids. Somebody said something earlier about basically, knowing your stuff, really getting in depth with your stuff and knowing what you got to do and kind of how your case is and stuff like that. And that this I think that is why we have regressed as a country and from an intelligence level. Like you have to like put in effort. I feel like effort amongst us is at an all-time low. And it's not just with this, it could be with just dropping some on the ground instead of putting it in the nearest trash can. You know what I'm saying? We just don't put in the effort. And I think with things like this, when it affects you so personally, that you have to put in the effort. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll help with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Understood. Anybody else? Any thoughts, comments before I get out here early? I know a man's doing his thugdism. You got it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Daly.
yeah. I mean, to add on to that, I think it's definitely part of it. If you look at kind of where the country has been coming from, as far as like even slogans like Nike just do it. I think there was a research back in the day of like, as in like what does that actually mean? And when when you break it down, usually when decisions are made or things like that, there's usually two parts of it where it's like what is the need, and and what does it satisfy? Meaning, like, for example, if I was feeling hungry, do I really need a burger or am I really thirsty? But one of those things that the genius behind the Nike ads and what they figured out is that what, if you eliminate the reason behind it, then you could just get people to purchase the stuff.